You know, it was a hard fought match. I know the guy's tough. He believes he's the guy, and so I knew that going in, and I knew it was going to be a dogfight. You know, I just stayed with what my coaches told me, and you know, it worked out for the best for me. So you know, I'm very happy right now. It's just been an amazing journey, and that led up to that match on that stage, and it's been awesome.
We now open this up for questions. Please remember to use your name and affiliation when asking questions, please.
This is Mike Pinn from Wood Magazine. Isaiah, you mentioned what your coaches told you or suggested. What was the game plan? And when he came out on you, he seemed to catch you off balance a little bit. In fact, it looked like he almost scored on you. Talk about that first minute of the match.
You know, we didn't really game plan as much for this guy because you know, he didn't really have anything from his feet that I felt like could have threatened me. We studied a little bit on top mat wrestling, where he's the most comfortable. But the plan on my feet was just to, you know, go make it an athletic bout, make it a tough man competition. You know, push, shove, you know, fake and get him off balance, and just, you know, use my athleticism, you know, my God-given talent, and you know, the little technique that I do have.
This is Gary Abbott with USA Wrestling. Let's talk about that technique. Now, you score a lot of points. You can't just do that with your God-given talent and muscles. Talk a little bit about what kind of moves were successful on him. And again, you like scoring points.
Oh, yeah.
And you were able to put on a show for the finals.
You know, I'm slowly getting better at my movement. You know, I'm no Jesse Delgado with my movement yet, but I hope to get there someday. But my fakes and my hand fighting are pretty good, top notch, I feel. And you know, I was able to get him off balance and snatch single on that left side, which is my go-to side. And you know, just keep my head up all the way through the motions, because I knew he was you know, a wiry, scrambly type of guy. So just big, powerful movements, and you know, that's how I drill. If any of you guys ever see me drill, you know, I'm hitting my moves, and I'm lifting the guy up, and I'm running maybe 5 steps with him. And you know, it shows in those kind of matches. Maybe I'm not able to run my feet as much, but you know, I try to get them in the air.
Isaiah, you're not the first freshman champion, but you're the first undefeated freshman champion since Cal Sanderson. That's going to be a lot of comparisons that you're going to be facing over the start of your career. Are you ready for this journey?
Am I ready for it? I was made ready for it. I've been working at this for 14 years. You know, wrestling is my life, and you know, I don't plan on doing anything else for the rest of my life. I plan on being around it forever. And you know, as far as comparisons go, you know, we'll get there when the time comes. But you know, if I can stay undefeated, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try my best, and I'm just gonna be ready every bout, every match, every second, and you know, hopefully it'll work out in the end for me.
Isaiah, talk about your pride of being a Californian. I mean, it's the biggest state in the country as far as wrestling, but the quality of the kids coming out of there. Certainly, you can talk to us a little bit about that.
You know, California's a great high school state. You know, growing up, you know, going through high school, and being at that kind of state tournament, it's like a mini nationals. The race stage, you know, running out, smoke machines. You know, the announcer, Sandy, she's there. But it's just such a great state because you know, it's one class, one division, 800 high schools. So you know, it's a 40-man bracket. It's a barn burner. You know, if you're not ready for it. So you know, it really gets you ready for college, and you know, it's just an awesome state tournament to be at. You know, the competition where I grew up at, in the central section of California, you know, is one of the hotbeds in the country for high school wrestlers. So you know, I've been toughened up all throughout high school. You know, even in middle school.
And just a follow-up question: you say you want to wrestle forever or be involved with the wrestling. So talk about Olympic goals and freestyle. And I know you do quite a bit of that in the off season.
Yeah, I'm, you know, hopefully my body's feeling good enough this freestyle season, and I'll try to make a world team at 70 kilos. But yeah, I definitely have future aspirations to represent my country and you know, win Olympic gold, world medals, and you know, eventually go on into coaching and maybe coach some national champions myself.
Any further questions for Isaiah Martinez?
Sports Amateur News. Can you talk about your progression from coming to University of Illinois last year, and then from the beginning of this year, and how you've honed and harnessed your technique? What you've done there?
You know, I was very different coming into college. I wasn't quite ready to be the guy, and at the time I didn't know that. So it took me some very painful lessons, some soul searching. A very good story. Last summer at Junior Filas, I got teched in 2 matches to make the world team, and my coaches sat me down. They talked to me. Mark Perry, he threw some daggers at my heart. He asked me if I wanted to be all that I say I could be, and I switched a flip in my mind. I started working harder, and I started realizing the kind of talent and ability that I have, and just being a tough guy, I guess, knowing that it's going to be hard, accepting how challenging it's going to be the best guy in the country. It's paid wonders. But yeah, it was a long progression system. Some definitely moments where I was low. And some moments like now where I'm real high.
Hi, Jeffrey Pearson from Black Shoe Diaries. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what it's like to be coached by Mark Perry and Jeremy Hunter.
I have the best coaches in the country, hands down. I love my coaches. I have a very special relationship with them. All of them. Jeremy Hunter, Mark Perry, and Jim Heffernan. They're all great coaches, and the thing that they present to me is different coaching styles. Mark really helps me with my mind. Jeremy is my main technician coach. He's telling me what to do out there for the most part, and he works with me a lot. And Coach Heffernan, he's more of a mentor, like a father figure. He keeps me out of trouble, tells me what to do and what not to do. And I've just been blessed to have such a great relationship with them. And it's been awesome being at the University of Illinois. And I've come to love the place, and my my support system, my friends, my teammates. We're great friends, and it's just I've developed such a good relationship with everyone in Champaign.